Hello, students. Welcome back to the online lectures of Environmental Studies, Semester 2. We have been discussing the first module since past couple of lectures. This is the overview of the contents of first module on solid waste management for sustainable society, wherein till now we have discussed the concept of waste, sources of waste, different types of waste, impact of solid waste on human health and environment, and we have also discussed common methods of solid waste management in last lecture. Today we are going to discuss the solid waste management practices with reference to Greater Mumbai, and also the role of citizens in solid waste management. Before we proceed with the core part of this lecture, let us have a look at the objectives set for this module. By the end of the unit, we will be able to understand the definition, classification of solid waste. We will be able to understand the importance of solid waste management in modern world. We will be able to understand the role of citizen in waste management. We will be able to know the different rules and regulations that are governing the solid waste handling in Maharashtra, particularly the Greater Mumbai area. Let us now start. Dear students, if you look at the solid waste generation, it is needless to say that the amount of solid waste that is being generated out of domestic, industrial, and commercial activities are more confined to the urban settlements, and therefore the amount of solid waste generation is much greater in the cities as compared to villages or rural settlements. Now, if we take into consideration the major cities in India producing solid waste on a larger scale, we can say that Delhi is India's largest solid waste producing city, which is as high as 3.3 million tons of garbage every year. It is followed by Mumbai, 2.7 million tons per year, followed by Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata, producing 1.6, 1.4, and 1.1 million tons of solid waste every year, respectively. And hence, it is evident from this slide that the city of Mumbai, particularly the Greater Mumbai, is India's second largest solid waste producing city. Let us now try to understand what are the facts of solid waste production and disposal mechanism in Mumbai. Before we proceed, we need to understand where is Mumbai located in the state of Maharashtra. Physiographically, Mumbai is detached from the mainland of Maharashtra. It is the group of seven islands which have now been connected with well maintained road and railway routes to the mainland. The location of Mumbai is towards the western coastline of Maharashtra, and it is detached from the mainland and is formed by seven different islands. One of the most populated urban settlements in the world. If you look at the settlement pattern or the land use pattern in Mumbai in this map, it is evident from this map that almost entire Mumbai is covered with dense built up areas, road networks, and infrastructure, physical infrastructure that has been developed. Whereas only few patches of land is covered with water body either or natural vegetation cover. And therefore, the population of Mumbai is considered to be as high as 1.3 million. Mumbai is a financial capital of India and also an important trading center. As per the 2011 census data, more than 1.3 crore people live in Mumbai, and various domestic, commercial, and industrial operations is responsible for production of solid waste of about 6,500 tons every day. Additionally, 2,500 tons of constructional waste or demolition waste is added to the amount of waste that is being generated in Mumbai every day. However, if we look at the per capita waste generation in Mumbai, it is important to know that the socio-economic conditions of people living in Mumbai determines the per capita waste generation. In last couple of lectures, as we have discussed, that the amount of waste that is being generated out of domestic use or any use for that matter depend upon the amount of resources that are used, and therefore people or population belonging to high income group are naturally using more number of resources and resulting in large amount of waste generation as compared to the middle and low income group. In Mumbai, as far as the socio-economic conditions are concerned, well-to-do families or rich families generate nearly 4 to 5 kilograms of mixed waste every day, which is only 1 to 3 kilogram among the middle class families. And in poor families living in slums, the amount of waste generation is as low as 500 grams per day. And therefore, it is very much clear from the statistics that higher the standard of living, more will be the waste generation as compared to those with low income group. Let us now try to understand the operational facts about solid waste management in Mumbai. The Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai is responsible for collection, transportation, and disposal of solid waste generated in different parts of the city, for which around 30,000 people are employed by Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai to collect, transport, and dispose the solid waste generated across the city. More than 800 vehicles, including vehicles which are used on hire basis, are employed to collect and transport the solid waste produced from various parts of the city. Over 28,000 people are actually engaged in solid waste management, who are involved in physical processing, segregation, collection of solid waste from different corners of the city. Whereas close to 1600 people are employed to supervise on the people engaged in physical solid waste processing. The cost of collection, transportation, and disposal of solid waste produced from the city is as high as 15 to 20 lakh rupees per day. Private vehicles, out of the vehicles which are engaged in solid waste management practices, make about 2000 trips every day to collect and transport the solid waste at its destinations. There are 3,751 collection points and over 5,800 community waste bins or waste community bins placed at different locations. Now, let us try to understand what are the institutional practices and policy measures are taken up by Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai for solid waste management. The Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai has passed the bylaws of 2006 titled as Greater Mumbai Cleanliness and Sanitation Bylaws 2006, under which various policy decisions were taken up for solid waste management in Mumbai. One of it is cleanup marshal. Around 300 personnels are deployed to different parts of the city in order to ensure that people will not violate the bylaws of cleanliness and sanitation, will not throw garbage elsewhere, and will also not spit on the roads or public places. And therefore, these cleanup marshals are placed in different parts of the city. They are wear civil dresses and they are responsible to collect the penalty from people those who are not following the bylaws, or they are responsible for punishment to those people who are violating the rules. Besides cleanup marshal, we have public participation in solid waste management practice under advanced locality management or ALM, wherein a small locality, maybe a ward or part of that ward, will have one committee to look after the solid waste management, to make people aware about solid waste management, segregation of waste, and also beautification is being carried out in different parts of the city by the local authority and local group of people. And this group of people or the committee that is being made for that is known as advanced locality management. Since over 60% of the Mumbai's population live in slum areas, and slum areas are the areas where in most of the cases the revenue is not generated, and therefore the municipal corporation is also not logically responsible to do solid waste management practices in slum areas. To manage the solid waste in slum areas, various non-government organizations or industrialists are given responsibility to ensure the cleanliness in slum areas under slum adaptation program or SAP. NGO also play important role in solid waste management of the city. One of it is Parisar Vikas program by Stri Mukti Sanghatan, is working since decades now to make or to ensure the cleanliness, sanitation, and proper solid waste management in different parts of the city. Mumbai and Pune are the two important cities producing one of the highest amount of plastic that is being generated out of various operations. Plastic is being produced on a larger scale in Mumbai. About 408 tons of plastic waste is generated every day in Mumbai, followed by Pune, Nagpur, and Nasik. Mumbai accounts for about 6.28% of the plastic waste out of the total waste that is being generated through domestic, commercial, and industrial activities. Government of India has directed states and union territories to step up action to meet 2022 goal of eliminating single-use plastic. And government has also said that we need not to sell the plastic bags which is less than the which has the width of less than 0.50 or 50 microns. If we talk about the population size, as I was talking about the slum population, we see that almost 60% of the population in Mumbai belongs to the slum areas, or they are the slum developed dwellers, and rest of them are either middle income group families or rich people living in high rise buildings. Now, when we talk about the population and the production of waste in Mumbai, as population grow, the Mumbai's production has also grown. In 1999 to 2000, it was close to 5,000 tons per day, but it has went to close to 7,000 tons per day in Mumbai in the year 2010-11. Now, if we go on classifying the solid waste in Mumbai city, the organic waste is of highest percentage of about 52 percentage, followed by recyclable material which is as high as 20%, inert material of 15%, and dry organic material is of 13%. Overall, Mumbai produces the solid waste of about 7,000 tons per day, which is expected to increase up to 10,000 tons per day by the year 2025, which is estimated figure. As I mentioned, that sand, fine earth, and compostable matter accounts for the maximum share in the total solid waste that is being generated in Mumbai, followed by paper and cardboard waste and plastic waste in Mumbai. The solid waste generated from different parts of the city in Mumbai are disposed or dumped into four different locations. Three of them are on the eastern parts of the Mumbai, and one of them is on the western coastal parts of the Mumbai. Gorai dumping yard, which is located near Gorai village, and SL World is the recreation center near Gorai, where 19 hectares of land is reserved for dumping yard. This particular dumping yard is in function since 1972, which has capacity to manage the solid waste of about 2,000 tons per day. Mulund is another important solid waste disposal sites or dumping site, which is spread over 25 hectares of land, having the capacity or to manage the solid waste of about 1,500 tons per day, which is in operation since 1968. Kanjur Marg dumping yard, which is not functioning now, it has been defunctioned since March 2020. It is covering the highest area of about 141 hectares, which has capacity to dump or dispose the solid waste of about 6,000 tons per day. Devnar dumping yard site, which is spread over 110 hectares of land, having the capacity of 5,000 tons per day, which is one of the oldest dumping yard site in operation since 1927. So these are the dumping sites. Now, if we talk about Mumbai's water, solid waste management in terms of amount of waste that is being generated and the amount of waste that is being not processed. If we look at the statistics, we find that in E ward, 38 bulk generators are there, out of which 23 are not processing the waste. Same is in case of D ward, 100 is the number of bulk generators, and out of 100, 68 are not processing the waste. Same is in case of C ward, 21-8, B ward. B ward is the only ward wherein all the number of bulk generators which are not functioning at all. So these are some of the statistics. BMC has started doing one more important initiative for segregation of waste at its source. Segregation at source is a very important initiative. BMC expect that it should be segregated into biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste by using different color bins. And Devnar and Kanjurmarg are the two landfill sites presently to dispose this particular segregated waste. Composting is a very important part of solid waste management, wherein the biodegradable waste is being converted into fertilizer. If we talk about in numbers, 289 societies have been noticed or have been issued with the notice for not separating or segregating the solid waste, out of which 43 have been faced action and 962 prosecution are launched against it. The fine of about 11,22,900 is collected from the societies. As per the law, it is said that waste generation must for housing society, segregation is must for housing society that generates the waste over 100 kg per day or complexes spread over 20,000 square feet. And therefore, segregation is very, very important. And there is a punishment provision under the MRTP Act for violators who can go for jail for a month or 3 months. Role of citizens in solid waste management is important. We need not to talk much about that because everyone know that how we should do for proper management of solid waste in our city. Segregation of waste at source will not only reduce the cost of segregation but also the health of the workers engaged in segregation of solid waste physically, and it will also reduce the impact on natural environment. It will also help to recycle the waste in proper manner. Environmental literacy and public awareness is equally important. Our lifestyle should be eco-friendly so that minimum number of resources will be used and ultimately the waste generation will also reduce. Appropriate technology or soft technology needs to be adopted so as to reduce the amount of resources, reduce the use of resources and ultimately reduction in the solid waste production. Strict implementation of rules and regulations are important. Conservation practices should also be adopted at residential areas by every individual. We need to recycle or upcycle, or to do the best use of the discarded material can be done very well, and companies and production units can also do well by giving buyback policies for discarded materials. So earlier there used to be more focus on landfill, conversion technologies, recycling, and then source reduction. But now there is a paradigm shift. There is a conceptual shift from focus, and maximum focus is now given on source reduction, followed by recycling, then conversion technologies, and last is landfilling. As I told you that solid waste management practices include segregation at its source. So there are various color bins are used to collect paper, glass, organic waste and plastic waste. The awareness campaign is going on in the schools and colleges about this. Ban on plastic or use of paper bags or cloth bags instead of using plastic. Then packaging should be avoided, because most of the fruits, if you see here, are having their natural package or natural covering, need not to have package. So we should use less and less number of package, particularly the plastic packaging. Cleanliness drive, community participation in cleanliness is of course necessary. We have to use the organic waste or compostable waste in buildings so as to grow crops and use the waste or reduce the amount of waste that is being generated. And we should also adopt eco-friendly lifestyle for sustainable development by the way of zero waste, use of less plastic, plastic free environment, and green approach towards solid waste management. If we do this, definitely we will be able to achieve complete solid waste management, and we will be able to achieve the sustainable development in near future. So that's the end of the first module. Thank you very much for patient listening. Have a nice time.